Hey everybody, I want to welcome you back to Desert Sky Mystic. Today we are going to be doing our chakra tarot card reading for the month of August for Gemini. So the chakra format is simply where we use the chakras, the seven main chakras, as kind of the reference point, for the card placement in the reading. Now, this is a general reading, but it is also a timeless reading. So I am reading in the month of August, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is restricted to the month of August. So if you find yourself watching this video, then you are at the right place at the right time for what the messages that are trying to get to you. So I hope you enjoy them. I hope they help. So let's go on and get the overhead cam running here and we'll get started. Okay, got the root chakra, basic security, basic foundation, necessities in life. Sacral chakra, your emotions, deals with sexuality, emotional state. Solar plexus deals with the application of personal power, self-confidence, things along those lines. Heart chakra, the relationships in your life. The throat chakra, the way that you're giving, the way that you're communicating and receiving communications from others. The third eye chakra, how you see the world at this point in time. What is the prism that of energy that you're looking through when you look out at life? And then our crown chakra, how other people see you at this point in time. Okay, let's go and see what we have here. Okay, Two of Wands, a lot of planning going on now. Perhaps you're making some changes here to, maybe job, maybe you're looking at a potential move, but you're definitely gathering things up. You're getting all the details in order before you actually take action here. So you're very much in a mode of protecting the stability that you do have. And whatever these changes that you're working with, you really want to make sure that you are dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's here at this point in time. Let's take a look at what the clarification cards here kind of have to say and see if we can get some more information on this for you right now. I think whatever this is for you, it involves people. So perhaps you're moving to get closer to family or friends or around more people that you know. Perhaps you are falling back on or really looking for and getting the advice of the people that you trust, as well as you kind of contemplate and plan this out and make sure you're doing the best things, making the right moves for you and your family, if that is the case. But I think you're also very successful here. You feel very balanced here. Everything's happy. This isn't something that's really kind of knocking you out or making you nervous or anything else. You're just really planning here. You're just making sure that everything remains stable. You're in a good place right now and you don't want to disrupt that in terms of your overall, just like that foundation, where you're at with life and the overall security, your ability to earn a living, to have a house over your head, to put food on the table, all of those things. You're in a really good place and you don't want to mess that up. So you are planning, you are being very, very careful about this. You are in a very balanced state right now, and you're relying on the people around you for advice on that, or you are trying to get back to the people that you rely on as well in terms of maybe relocating. So not a bad place to be at all. All right, let's see. Sacral chakra position has. Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, Knight of Pentacles. You're again kind of going back to this Two of Wands here, the planning stuff. It's really a card of taking action, and it involves something to do in your material world. So again, perhaps this is a move. Perhaps it's a better move that's going to put you in a better place financially. Overall, I think emotionally, you're feeling pretty good about this. You're feeling confident. You feel like whatever this is the right move for you right now. It's going to put you in a much better place, and you feel good about it. And when you get on the other side, you're going to feel even better about it. So emotionally, I think, again, very good place for you to be at. You feel stable. Everything is in order. Nothing is really kind of out of whack in this area for you. Let's take a look at these other cards and see what else we can find out here. All right. So I do think that you have had something on your mind, and there has been something, some sort of thing that has not been pleasant that is pushing you in this direction. We got the burden card here, and the burden card has this person that, is struggling and fighting and trying to move forward. But, there's got this monkey on their back and just kind of calling the shots and, just pushing too hard. And I think that perhaps that this has been this whole kind of move, whatever this decision and planning and everything else has been kind of spurred on for something like that. So maybe it is a job that you don't like, or maybe it is if it is an area where you're living that you want to get away from, perhaps, because you haven't known anybody there and that's really been weighing heavy on you. But whatever it is, there has been something. Obviously, we don't put a lot of time into planning to make these big changes without being some sort of stimulus there. So that makes a lot of sense to me. And I think this has been going on for a while, in terms of this has been something that's been on your mind. You've been thinking about this. Again, we got the planning, which isn't necessarily kind of this rash last minute type of card. You've put a lot of thought into here, and you've had a lot of patience as you kind of worked through this, as we move towards this action card here. So again, good place to be at. There's a problem or something that you haven't felt real good about necessarily, or something that, is at the very least has said, okay, listen, I'm not my best place right here. I'm not happiest here. I want to make a change. I want to get somewhere where I feel like I'm going to be happier. And so you made that decision. So yeah. And then once that decision was made, I think is really kind of the catalyst of feeling, the stability and the change and the stability and the emotions and the way that you feel, feeling good about that, I think is, as a result of recognizing this, starting to plan, and really having something to look forward to. All right, solar plexus. Self-confidence. Yeah, this is a kind of a playful energy. You're kind of giddy about this. You're very excited. This is a happy energy. You can see the card here. You have this young woman who's twirling her wand, her staff. She's dancing. She has control of the situation. It's not out of control. It's a very playful, exploratory type card, type energy. But in this particular this particular placement, with the solar plexus chakra stone here. Again, we're talking about personal power. We're talking about self-confidence. And I think this is very empowering. I think that you are happy-go-lucky right now in terms of your decision and this thing nearing, or perhaps you've already, we do have the action card here. So this is already initiated and you already are moving forward. But again, you feel real good about this. You're not second guessing yourself. You see bright things in your future, and you can't wait until you get to where you are going. Yeah, so Once again, this has been a bit of a leap of faith for you, but given everything else that's been going on back here, this hasn't been a really scary thing for you. This has been something to where, like, yeah, I don't know exactly what's going to happen on the other side, but this has to happen. And I know that you're saying to yourself that I feel like when this is said and done, I'm going to be much happier taking this leap of faith as I move forward. And I think that's some of the excitement. You don't know exactly how this is going to play out. You're planning as much as you can, but you're not scared of taking the action, and I think this is going to turn out very good for you. And this is a bit of a journey as well. And I think this reinforces what we're talking about over here with the trust card, because there is a path here, but it's kind of cloudy, or mist and fog and cloudy going up this mountain pass. So you are going on a journey. You don't know exactly how that's going to end, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You know that it's going to be good. You feel that it's going to be good, and you're excited to see what kind of surprises are waiting for you in the future at the end of this path, at the end of this journey, when you do get to where you want to go here. All right, heart chakra. So the Seven of Swords, this is a card of, it can be a card of being sneaky. It can be a card of doing sneaky things, but it's also a card very much, and this is the way I'm kind of picking it up here, of being strategic in the way that you are dealing with your relationships at this point in time. So maybe some of this has been kind of on the down low, where only certain people know what's happening here, because if too many people find out too quick, maybe it'll kind of screw up and cause some instability with whatever you have going on in the moment. So, in terms of relationships, and this can be co-workers, this can be friends, this can be family, it can be the people, just whoever you were surrounded with. But there's a certain group of people here, you're kind of keeping this close to the cup. You're not really saying anything about what you are trying to do or what you are already planning to do. Obviously, there are going to be certain people that know. Perhaps it's the people waiting for you wherever you're going at, friends, family, whatever that is. But you do have to be a little bit, strategic, cautious about, who knows about some of these plans that you're making. Because again, if it comes out too quick, it can kind of really throw you off track. It could throw off all of these plans that you're trying to make here. And you want this to go out without a hitch. Let's see here. Yep. Now that part has been a little aggravating for you in terms of this is something that you're thinking about. It is on your mind. It has worried you a little bit. I don't think it has been a lot. The guilt card is kind of an ugly card here, with the dark clouds and these, little nasty hands coming out of thin air, just kind of pulling at your hair. But I think this is something that you are you are really just kind of watching it. You're being careful. It is on your mind, but it's not something that's overwhelming you by any means. And the reason I don't think it's really overwhelming you is because we have our integration card here, which speaks to, of course, integrating what you have going on into your day to day, but also speaks of balance, and also speaks of being successful in that balance and integration into your life. So again, I do think you are being careful. This is on your mind. These are things that you think about, but I don't think it's this thing that is keeping you up at night. I just think I think this guilt card is reinforcing the idea that you do have to be a little strategic in terms of who knows, who doesn't know all of the plans that you have going on for your life right now. Yeah, the way that you are communicating about this issue, the hanged man, it's calling for you to have a different perspective of life. And it's interesting because the way that I take this is that whatever this situation is, whatever this change that you're planning is, I think a lot of times you are a very open person, that you are someone who will talk about things. And so the need to be discreet here is making you take it a different approach in the way that you communicate and who you communicate to. That's not typically you, which I think may be part of the reason why, that guilt card why you may be in your head a little bit, because that's not your natural approach to things in life generally. So when we are doing something that goes against our own natural grain, a lot of times we have a tendency to trip up and stumble over that stuff. But you are being very aware and conscious of it. So I think you're going to get through that just fine and successfully. But it's definitely something that's on your mind, and it's something you're being careful with in the terms of the way that you are communicating out to the world about this change in your life. Okay, let's see what else we have here on that, though. Yeah. Yep. Again, this moment to moment card really reinforces that for me in terms of it's on the front of your mind here, and I think that again, it's something that you are keeping first and foremost on your mind, so that you kind of don't trip and stumble over yourself. And what you have here is this monk person who is taking one step, then another, being very careful, taking into consideration all the ebbs and flows that are going on around them, and then making moves. So this could be speaking also to the strategy that you have to employ in the planning that is happening with this change that's going on. And the silence card, it keeps reinforcing the idea that, the way that you're communicating about this has to be strategic. You have to keep some of this stuff close, and you can't approach us like you normally do. And perhaps this is job related, to where if you speak up and people find out that you are planning to make a move, that you're concerned about losing your job early. Perhaps this is something to where heck, you could even be walking away from a relationship that isn't working from you, but you're doing it in a kind of a quiet, secretive way, because if it gets out too quick, or if this person finds out too quick, perhaps then that causes a lot of complications, because you are not ready yet to actually quite make that move for whatever reasons. But whatever this is, it's something that you do not want coming out prematurely. So you are keeping this very much close to the vest, and you are being careful with your communications on here. Not a normal thing for you, but something that you are doing out of necessity. And when we do what we have to do. It's as simple as that. No right or wrong, no judgment to that. We do what we have to do. Okay. Yeah, so the way that you're kind of just looking at the world right now is that it's almost like you're just like bouncing this out. It's almost like it's time. You deserve this, that you've put the work in, you've put the effort in, you've paid your dues here. Now it's just time that this move is going to balance that out for you. It's going to make it worthwhile. This is a real just kind of balancing type card. So whatever this experience that you have been going through, although it's very necessary, and you're not necessarily saying that it's a bad thing. Maybe it is, but it is something that you also recognize that if you didn't do this, that you wouldn't be able to make these moves that you're now going for. But you do think it's time. You have had enough, and it is time for a change. And it has been something to where, again, you've paid your dues. Now you want to make some moves to where you can move on with your life and have this pay off for you. So very much a balancing energy in that Justice card, in the way that you are looking at all this, your perspective on all this right now. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. So, this is reinforcing what we just talked about, that again, that this has been a burden. We saw the burden card earlier too. This has been kind of coming in on you, and now is the right timing, because it's getting to be a little bit too much, and the universe is pushing you along the way here. So the suppression card, you have this big block coming in, you have the walls cracking around, you got these ropes coming down on you, and this is something that's slowly getting worse and worse. Which again is where you kind of started this whole journey, is because of this pressure that's continually growing, whatever that is. And the pressure may be as simple as something of you're lonely, that you don't want to be in where you're at. If this is location, if you're talking about moving. It could be as simple as that. Maybe it's the job that you had to take this job so that you get the experience, but you enjoy what you do, but you haven't enjoyed your workplace. I mean, that could be it as well. Whatever the case is that it's very obvious that you are seeing the world in a new way, and you have to make some changes, which has stirred all this, because we have our awareness card here, and this is basically the veil dropping, and you're seeing the world for more of what it is. And it's time. It's time to make a move, and you are embracing that, and you're just doing it the right way. So, yeah, I think a really good spot, actually. Really good place. I mean, this is a very healthy way to make a change. Very methodical, very thought out, very planned. Great reading so far. Ooh. Now that is interesting. Okay, so this is the crown chakra. Now this is in terms of our reading, this is how the world's kind of looking at you, what you're projecting out to them. So the Lover's card, I've been getting the energy, and it could be both. I've been getting the energy like this is a change in like employment, something that you've been working on, but perhaps this is a relationship. And again, it can be both. I mean, the Lovers can be a choice card here, and maybe the people will look at both ways here. So one way we can look at this is perhaps the people that know about this change or whatever are seeing you making a choice involving moving towards something that you're more passionate about, like a change in career or so forth. But I could say for some of you, and again, I think it applies to both. I can say for some of you for sure that perhaps this whole move, this change or whatever else is about, a relationship type deal. Perhaps, other people, when they see this, they're like, yeah, this person, he or she, is moving so they can be closer to someone that they want to be closer to in terms of a relationship or a love. So yeah, I mean, that's interesting, because I think to this point, I was really feeling the career and work, and perhaps it was like a school type situation where that's wrapping up and you're moving into a new career. But I think this last card is just kind of coming in to say, hey, listen, this can also very much apply in a love situation as well. So dual meaning reading, I really like that. Let's take a look at what the cards say, and perhaps that'll bump us in a different direction. We'll see. Yeah, so we got the laziness card, and the laziness card, I'm not saying there's anything laziness here. I just think that I think this is reinforcing the idea that the people that are looking in on this situation to kind of know what's going on, they understand that now is the time, because you got this person that's actually doing pretty well where he's at, but the ground beneath him is cracking and giving way, which just basically means that you've sat there too long, or you're in danger of sitting there too long, or that you recognize that it's just time to make the move before the bottom falls out on it. And, this card is very much a card of, hey, don't get complacent. There's still work to do. Let's keep moving forward here. So I think the people who are looking in on this are very much taking that kind of deal that, you've kind of run your course with whatever this situation is, whether it's work related, school related, love related, and it's time to make a different move in a different direction. And again, you are absolutely doing that. But this card, I think, is just reinforcing that idea that the people that are looking in are also seeing this. The people who are looking in are also taking a look at this and thinking or seeing that this is very much I don't want to say like an internal journey, but they can see this is well thought out, that, this is right for you, that this move is really a move of aligning yourself with your higher, better purpose contracts. You're moving yourself and aligning with a better energy for your life, and now is the time to do that. So, and I think that we've seen that really this is kind of an overall cap with the consciousness and going inwards and so forth. I think that that's part of this overall energy as well, in that these are things that you've thought out very much, and I think that people are seeing that as well from the outside, that this isn't just some quick rash move, some whimsical thing that you want to do. This is something that you've been patient with, you've thought out very thoroughly. You're putting all the right things into place, you're taking action, you're being strategic, you are being careful with the communications. Everything is very, very, very much planned out. So yeah, I think this is a great reading for you, Gemini, as we stand right now. So I hope this has been helpful. That's all I have for this particular reading. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Would love to hear from you. If any of this resonates, please like the video. That helps as well. And then finally, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. That would be awesome. We really appreciate it. So once again, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.